My First Summer in the Sierra by John Muir. July 16th. My enjoyments yesterday afternoon, especially at the head of the fall, were too great for good sleep. Kept starting up last night in a nervous tremor, half awake, fancying that the foundation of the mountain we were camped on had given way and was falling into Yosemite Valley. In vain, I roused myself to make a new beginning for sound sleep. The nerve strain had been too great, and again I dreamed I was rushing through the air above a glorious avalanche of water and rocks. One time, springing to my feet, I said, "This time it is real. All must die, and where could mountaineer find a more glorious death?" Left camp soon after sunrise for all-day ramble eastward. Crossed the head of Indian Basin, forested with Abies magnifica, underbrush mostly Ceanothus cordialatus and manzanita, a mixture not easily trampled over or penetrated, for the Ceanothus is thorny and grows in dense snow-pressed masses, and the manzanita has exceedingly crooked, stubborn branches. From the head of the canyon, continued on past North Dome into the basin of Dome or Porcupine Creek. Here are many fine meadows embedded in the woods, gay with Lilium pavum and its companions. The elevation, about 8,000 feet, seems to be best suited for it. Saw specimens that were a foot or two higher than my head. Had more magnificent views of the upper mountains and of the great South Dome, said to be the grandest rock in the world. Well, it may be, since it is of such noble dimensions and sculpture. A wonderfully impressive monument, its lines exquisite in fineness, and though sublime in size, is finished like the finest work of art, and seems to be alive. July 17th. A new camp was made today in a magnificent silver fir grove at the head of a small stream that flows into Yosemite by way of Indian Canyon. Here we intend to stay several weeks, a fine location from which to make excursions about the great valley and its fountains. Glorious days I'll have, sketching, pressing plants, studying the wonderful topography and the wild animals, our happy fellow mortals and neighbors. But the vast mountains in the distance, shall I ever know them? Shall I be allowed to enter into their midst and dwell with them? We were pelted about noon by a short, heavy rainstorm. Sublime thunder reverberating among the mountains and canyons, some strokes near, crashing, ringing in the tense, crisp air with startling keenness, while the distant peaks loomed gloriously through the cloud fringes and sheets of rain. Now the storm is past, and the fresh-washed air is full of the essences of the flower gardens and groves. Winter storms in Yosemite must be glorious. May I see them? Have got my bed made in our new camp, plushy, sumptuous, and deliciously fragrant, most of it magnifica fir plumes, of course, with a variety of sweet flowers in the pillow. Hope to sleep tonight without tottering nerve dreams. Watched a deer eating ceanothus leaves and twigs. July 18th. Slept pretty well. The valley walls did not seem to fall, though I still fancied myself at the brink, alongside the wide, plunging flood, especially when half asleep. Strange The danger of that adventure should be more troublesome now that I am in the bosom of the peaceful woods, a mile or more from the fall, than it was while I was on the brink of it. Bears seem to be common here, judging by their tracks. About noon, we had another rainstorm with keen, startling thunder. The metallic, ringing, clashing, clanging notes gradually fading into low bass, rolling and muttering in the distance. For a few minutes, the rain came in a grand torrent like a waterfall. Then hails, some of the hailstones an inch in diameter, hard, icy, and irregular in form, like those oftentimes seen in Wisconsin. Carlo watched them with intelligent astonishment as they came pelting and thrashing through the quivering branches of the trees. The cloud scenery sublime. Afternoon calm, sunful, and clear, with delicious freshness and fragrance from the firs and flowers and steaming ground.